In this lesson, we're going to talk about refraction, diffraction, and dispersion. These are three things that can happen to light waves. But first, we should define what we mean by light waves. A light wave is an electromagnetic wave, which is a wave made up of alternating electric and magnetic fields. In everyday life, when people talk about light waves, they usually mean visible light. But visible light is only one part of the electromagnetic spectrum, along with radio waves, infrared, microwaves, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Physicists call all of these things light waves. There are a lot of fun things you can do with light waves. You can break them into individual colors, cause them to bend or spread out, or manipulate them to do clever magic tricks. Light waves are also super important because we wouldn't be able to see without them. Let's talk about some of the effects that light waves undergo. Refraction is simply the bending of light when it moves from one material into another. If light is beamed at 90 degrees to a surface, no bending happens. But if you shine the light at an angle, it will bend one way or another. The way it bends depends on the density of the materials of both the source and the surface it's hitting, and the different density of the material the light started in versus the material it ended in is the cause of refraction. Think of a beam of light as being like a series of wave fronts, represented as lines. Shining the light at an angle causes one side of the wave front to reach the new material before the other side. Light travels more slowly in a more dense material, so this causes one side of the wave front to slow down or speed up before the other, and this makes the light bend. If the light moves from a low-density material to a high-density material, the light will bend towards the normal, or in other words, towards a line that runs 90 degrees to the surface. If the light moves from a high-density material to a low-density material, the light will bend away from the normal. And that's pretty much it. Everything you need to know about refraction. Diffraction is a process in which a beam of light travels through a gap or around a barrier and spreads out as a result. For example, sending light through a slit will spread it out so that it makes a wider beam. Diffraction also tends to lead to interference patterns. If the spread out light is put onto a screen, a pattern will be formed because different parts of the beam of light are overlapping with each other. This is an interference pattern. But why does it occur? Remember that light is a wave, and waves contain peaks and troughs. When two peaks or two troughs overlap, you get a bright area on the screen. Whereas when a peak and a trough overlap, you get a dark area on the screen. Dispersion is the process by which light of different frequencies or colors refracts by different amounts. This occurs because the way light bends is dependent on its frequency, which also determines its color. White light contains a complete rainbow of colors, and each of those colors is a different frequency of light, which just means that it's a different frequency of wave. This is why light splits into a rainbow when you shine it through a prism. This splitting always happens, but the prism is shaped in such a way to accentuate it. Light waves are waves that form part of the electromagnetic spectrum, which includes visible light, radio waves, infrared, microwaves, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. These light waves can refract, diffract, and disperse. Refraction is where light moving from one medium to another medium of a different density bends towards or away from a 90-degree normal line. If the new medium is more dense, the light will bend towards the normal. If the new medium is less dense, the light will bend away from the normal. Diffraction is where light spreads out after passing through a gap or going around an obstacle, and can lead to interference patterns. And dispersion is the process by which light of different frequencies or colors refracts by different amounts. You can use this to create a rainbow when you shine white light through a prism.